Hello everyone, I am Dolmio007 and welcome to my channel Games Are Us. In my videos descriptions you can find links to my streaming channel on Twitch as well as Discord server link and Facebook fan page. So guys, let the games begin. Welcome everybody to my new video from Battle Tower, my new record settled literally very recently. And guys, don't forget to smash the red button and subscribe if you like my content so you don't miss out on anything, any new videos coming out. But for the moment, I'm gonna start this video at the point when I finished it last. So I basically got to floor 200 and I make some weird mistake. I actually forgot I only had 3 Pokemon with me and I lost on 201st floor. So the first battle I'm quickly gonna show you getting through that floor 201, and then I'm just gonna show you for the rest of the video Tycoon battles, which will be Tycoon 21, 22 and 23, and at the very end I'm gonna show you the battle that I actually lost at the very end at 236th floor. And I really wanted to get to the floor 300 at least, but I made some mistakes yet again, and I must admit it wasn't too difficult once I passed over that 200 floor. It wasn't too difficult with my team to actually get there. It seemed fairly easy, and maybe if I didn't make that mistake today in this particular session, then I probably wouldn't be far off from getting there. There is a few different tactics and approaches in Battle Tower. Main one is a lot of people using Zen. There's some people using very hyper offensive teams. There is people using tactics that involve Gengar, Trick and Crovedon. There is also another tactic using Starmie and Flygon, and that was actually sorted out by Anubis. That is a global mod in the game. But I don't actually use none of those tactics. I'm just using my own team. I do use Trick sometimes, and I set up my Trick with the Bishop that I've got on the Psychic Pokemon, because Gengar will bring out usually Psychic moves against him, and then you can use Trick him into having the choice item, and they stack on that one move, and I can get Bishop out, and then Psychic move is completely ineffective on him. So you can get and sort out the sword stance, and then you can pretty much do the sucker punch throughout and sweep throughout the whole teams as it happens. But at the moment, there we are. This is the first battle, Tycoon 21. It starts with the Kyogre here, but unfortunately, I had to. Well, I can't really set up on him with Skarmory because he's a flying type, so he will kill me usually every time. I could have maybe swapped it, but it didn't really matter at this point. All I did is just swapped to my Zen, which is fairly strong. He's got very strong special attack, and speed is maximum. At the moment, I'm still working and trying to do some individual resets to increase the bulk and the special defense and defense, because it's lacking a little bit. It would help, but as it happens at this point, I only got like 18 HP defense on this Zen, and only 11 and 12 defense and special defense as it happens. But it's still good enough Pokemon to get through. It's modest, it's powerful, it got power herb, so Geomancy setup is always the one you want to go. A lot of people, for example, using 2 Zens in the Battle Tower, and I must admit it sounds tempting, but I don't really want to spend money on buying a new Zen. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to try to catch another one during the Christmas event. Hopefully it's going to be on, and that way hopefully I can get another Zen for my team for free rather than trying to buy it. But there we go, we're coming to an end of the Battle Tycoon 21. Pretty much Zen done the whole pretty much all the work and pretty much swept through everybody. That's pretty much the case throughout most battles, but not always. Sometimes you just have to be a bit careful. Sometimes you have to fight with other Pokemon. Every now and then he will die, unfortunately. But there we go. Tycoon 21 is defeated. So now let's get to Tycoon 22, which it's not going to be too difficult one. Like I mentioned, with this particular team, it's actually fairly easy. Even Skarmory at this point, even though it's not technically sturdy, I've been trying to use ability cap on him before I've done this session, but I think I used like 2 ability capsules, and I was keep going back and forth in the keen eye and then back to weak armor. I could not get sturdy. Sturdy is preferable, especially for the battle tower, because a lot of Pokemon, when you bring it out as a first Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon will be with super effective moves against you, and you're not gonna have a chance to set up. Worst case scenario, you can uh, change it to another Pokemon and try to set up later on in the battle. I do that sometimes, admittedly. You can, but I usually don't waste my time because there's usually no need if I know that I can win anyway. But in this case, fairly easy. Skarmory actually managed to defeat one of the Pokemon. Um it was a little bit longer than I would like. Most people trying to get through Battle Tower as quick as possible to maximize amounts of points as much as possible, so you don't waste too much time. It's enough of a grind as it is without wasting all the time. It's hard to get those points. It does take time, but if you have a good team enough, you can do 1,000 points in a few hours a day easily. I spoke with someone recently during my Twitch live stream, and they literally done 1,000 points in 3 hours, and it is doable. It's definitely doable. And as this session began, that was day before this video, I was doing a live stream on Twitch. I started off from 131st floor. I've only got during the stream to like 170 something floor. I think it's 75th. And today, from 175th floor up to 236, it took me about an hour, so it wasn't too bad if you ask me. And in that session alone, I pretty much gained over 1,000 points from that yesterday. I mean the day before, and in this session when I was recording again next day, from floor 170 to floor 236, about an hour, maybe just over. And that's obviously the 1,000 points including the live stream time from 131st floor, which obviously altogether probably took me about 3 hours to get there easily, if not a little bit longer, because during the live stream I do lots of mini games, I do a lot of other things, and that's why live stream itself it was longer. But if you actually just take the gameplay itself, it probably took about 3 hours to get those 1,000 points. And I'm trying to get those points because I'm thinking about maybe rolling some Zygarde mount during the ×2 shiny rates. Let's hopefully during the Halloween event. This might be coming up soon. So we didn't have the summer event this year. I'm hoping that the Halloween event is going to happen. Brody, the game owner and maker, recently showed up in the game, which it's a good sign. So hopefully the Halloween will happen. But now we got the Tycoon 23 Escadrille. So this is one of those Pokemon that if you bring out your Zen, you most likely will die with the Iron Head move. I don't really like bringing up Zen against him if I at least don't have twice set up Geomancy. That way it gives you a bit assurance that you can sweep through him, especially if it's full HP, because sometimes with ×2 only you don't always kill him in the first shot, and if you don't, then you're risking that he might actually sweep you. But then I have other Pokemon like Yveltal, and I have a few other good Pokemon here that can deal with that. So that's why I made sure that Excadrill was I rolled him with Skarmory, which basically he had to change his Pokemon, didn't have a choice, so I set up on the next one, managed to sweep through him, and now you're gonna see exactly what I mean by Iron Head, and you have to be careful with it, because if you don't one-shot him, which that's exactly what happened here, I did not one-shot him, and there it is, Iron Head, and my Zen is gone. So it's nice to, it's always good to think about what these opponents' movesets are, what they can actually have. And Steel Pokemon are probably one of the most effective against Zen itself, especially with like moves like Flash Cannon and like this is Iron Head. So you want to be careful a little bit in those cases. But my Evoltal came out and he's gonna pretty much sort out my problems now. Even without Zen being out, I still have a strong enough Pokemon to deal with this at this stage of the Battle Tower anyway. Like I mentioned, I did expect to be maybe a little bit harder. My first time being at Tycoon 23, but to be honest guys, it's not so bad. It just comes to you. The longer you go for it, the more you're getting used to it, the more you recognize the Pokemon, the effectiveness of the moves, and the weaknesses of those Pokemon, and your own Pokemon most of all. You can get really far in Battle Tower, even with just 2-3 decent Pokemon, as long as they train, as long as you have the right items for them. Even though some of these Pokemons, they still don't use the right items. I still have to get some proper items for them. It's like my Skarmory should really have um, sturdy ability and probably Rocky Helmet, so I can actually damage Pokemon at the same time while I'm setting up when they try to attack me. For example, I need a live orb still for one of my Pokemon, but I'm using black glasses instead. So that is like my Yveltal needs IV resetting, to be honest, and he's still managing at this stage to do pretty well, even though his IVs are not that great. So there's a lot of work I can still put into my team to increase the efficiency of it, and that way I could easily probably reach that floor 300 at some point. And when I do, I will show you that video, and I'm gonna definitely do a new video to show you how I done it and what did I do to get there. And for now, the last battle of this session, the trainer, floor 236, when I made some mistakes. For some reason, I decided to set up a second time here with the Geomancy on Raikou. And even though I'm going to sweep through Raikou, even though I'm +4 at this point, speed, special defense, and special attack, I'm not gonna unfortunately lose Zen, and because I got paralyzed, and the paralyze, well, unfortunately didn't work to my advantage. Twice I couldn't move, so my Zen is nearly dead at this point. I still got lucky this time, managed to sweep through Cresselia, and now we got Sceptile, which unfortunately finished off my Zen because I could not move again, and now I made a mistake. Probably, I mean, Yveltal, it was probably the right move to a certain point, but I probably could have set up a little bit differently at this point. I still gotta finish off the Sceptile. I'm still gonna finish off another 2 Pokemon, but unfortunately by then I'm gonna lose most of my Pokemon, and it's just, it could have gone better. I could have set this up a little bit better. Unfortunately, I did not, and that's why now I'm gonna lose. In a moment, I'm gonna lose my Yveltal on the Moltres. Unfortunately, there was not really any other Pokemon right now that I could have used against him, to be honest. And because I never had the opportunity to set up my Skarmory, if I had my Stealth Rock and my Spikes set up, this wouldn't be would be a cinch. It would be no problem whatsoever. But because I didn't set up, I let my Skarmory die. That was a mistake number 1, and that definitely didn't help me to win this battle. You see, if I literally had even just a Stealth Rock, Moltres would lose 50% of his HP straight away at the beginning, and he would have been killed already long time ago. So a lot of people do hyper offensive teams, but because my team is not hyper offensive, I need to do the setup with the Skarmory. I need to do my Stealth Rocks at least, and Spikes is a bonus, but that didn't happen. And now maybe I could have done this a little bit better. Maybe I could have choose different move here, but if I didn't choose the Sucker Punch, the Diggersby would probably be faster than me anyway. And now unfortunately my Gengar is not strong enough and he doesn't have strong enough moves in his arsenal to finish off Diggersby. And this is it, guys. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy this, and I hope you maybe learned something from it as well. And thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I see you in the next one, guys. Take care for now.